Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Discriminating Gamer. You know, I couldn't find my glasses last night, so I had to drink straight from the bottle. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go ahead and take a look at Clans of Midgard from Gray Fox Games.
We'll get back to the review in just a moment. I want to take a minute to ask you to check out my other channel, that is Cody Carlson PhD, where we talk about history, books on history, military history. I even post some of my lectures for my classes on there. Please check that out. Please subscribe to that channel. And now, back to the review.
In Clans of Midgard from Gray Fox Games, 2 to 4 players attempt to fight monsters, sail the seas, conquer territory, and all sorts of other good things as they attempt to gain the most victory points. The game comes with a neoprene mat, which you put out, which indicates various continents you're going to use aside depending on player count. Next, you're going to shuffle the god decks. Essentially, you're going to have 2 face-down god cards that are labeled number 1 and 2 face-down god cards which are labeled number 2. This is because the game will last 4 rounds and there will be 1 god card visible for each round. Players will each take one of their kind of written score sheets as well as 15 warrior meeples, and then of course you will shuffle the rune cards. Now, the first thing you're going to do every round is reveal one of the god cards. Again, in the first 2 rounds, you're going to reveal from the number 1 deck. In the second 2 rounds, you're going to reveal from the number 2 deck. But you reveal these gods, and they have various player powers that one of the players may be able to claim as the game goes on. Next, depending on player count, players are going to draft cards. Essentially, they're going to be passing decks around, they're going to be selecting, and then passing the deck on. Going to go around, again, depending on player count is the number of cards you're going to get, but you get those cards, and then when you're finished, of course, you will have your hand for the round. Now, your cards do different things. There's a lot of different symbols and a lot of different ideas. Now, the first thing is you're going to look at the top of the card, and you're going to see the offerings symbol. Now, the offerings symbol is essentially kind of what you want to get if you want those god cards. If you have a number of offering symbols, whoever has the most will be able to claim the god card for the round. Now, again, that god card will give them kind of special powers and abilities throughout that round. Next, you have clans. Now, there are a number of symbols, clan symbols on your cards. Whichever you have the most symbol of, that's the clan you support. And you can go ahead and you can place your warrior meeples in territories on the board that have that symbol. Next, you go to letters. Now, your scoreboard has a space for various letters. What you're going to do is look at all your cards. Many of them will have various letters on there. You can go ahead and cross out those letters there. What you're trying to do is cross out rows and columns completely, and that will give you more points. Next, you're going to go ahead and look at glory. All of your cards will have glory points associated with them. You look at the various glory points, and you add that number to your glory track. However, if in one round your glory is less than it was the previous round, you don't get any glory at all. It's just a 0. Next, you have the Drakkar phase. Essentially, for each of your cards that has the Drakkar symbol, that's your longship, you can go ahead and cross out sections of your right board that have the Drakkar symbol there. And these represent the different locations on the board. Now, once you get to certain levels of crossing out those Drakkars, that means you actually get to add another warrior meeple to that section of the board. So you kind of keep this secret. You don't want people to know, and then you reveal simultaneously where you will be adding warriors from your Drakkar. Next, you have the Valkyrie symbol on the card, and this will have important ramifications for combat because it will let you roll the Valkyrie die, which may help you. Now, each territory on the board has a threshold. Essentially, there must be that number of warriors located in that territory in order to have a battle. Now, if you have a battle, essentially what you're going to do is look and see who has the most meeples there. Whoever has the most meeples, most warrior meeples, wins that battle. Players that are victorious put their warrior meeples in the double axe area of the board, and they will be scored later. Every meeple that was not there, that goes ahead and it is placed off to the back in the supply. But for every one that was there, you get to cross off a Valhalla horn on your player board. Now, as I say, if you have a Valkyrie symbol that matches the area you are, you can go ahead and roll that, and that may add more warrior meeples to your location. Every time you're victorious in a territory, you can cross that territory off of your scoring board, and that will lead to points at the end of the game. Now, that's a round. Players then go ahead, they do the whole thing over again. They are putting out the God card, they are drafting cards, they are then engaging in the various activities that will lead them to points leading up to the battle. They fight the battle, and then they score. Now, at the end of the fourth game round, whoever has the most points wins. Clans of Midgard. All right, so right off the bat, let me tell you, I'm generally not a fan of verb and write games where you have some mechanism and you cross things off and you write things down. I don't know, they're not my favorite. I mean, I don't hate them, but they're just nothing that really generally excites me. And something else I'm not a big fan of, and that is card drafting. I just, generally speaking, that's never a mechanism that I really am excited for. I played games that have done it and have done it well, but again, it's just not something that I really, really enjoyed, generally speaking. So Ray and I played this game. We just played the 2-player, and in the 2-player, you actually kind of have, I think it's Helga is kind of a bot that kind of interferes with the board a little bit and may win battles. So we just played this 2-player, and again, right off the bat, it's a verb and write, card drafting. I'm like, okay, I don't know that I'm going to care much for this one. But we went ahead and we played the game, and I'll tell you right off the bat, really had a lot of fun with it. Both Ray and I really enjoyed it. It's one of those games that it kind of crept up on me how much I liked it, because I was kind of going through the motions thinking, well, I'm probably not going to be wild about this game given those mechanics. And yet I'm going, oh yeah, I can do this. Oh, okay, and I got that. Oh, and I got that. And this card does this. And and there's monsters. I forgot to tell you about the monsters, and I was fighting monsters, right? So there's all sorts of little things that are going on that suck you into this game, and it's really quite fun. And I realize a lot of verb and write games do that sort of thing, but this one, I don't know. This one just kind of grabbed me, and I really enjoyed it. I really had fun with it. And Ray did too. It was one of those games we both had a grin on our face when it was over. It was a lot of fun. I really liked the production too. I think the neoprene mat, it's small, but it's beautiful. Works well. The silk screening on the warrior meeples was great for a small game. I was kind of impressed with the production here, so I really enjoyed that quite a bit. But again, all told, very fun game. Really got a kick out of it. I'm going to go ahead on the Cody scale of 1 to 10. I'm going to go ahead and give this a 7. Again, if you know me, 7 is a positive recommendation, and this is a positive game. It may have been a little bit higher, except the drafting I'm still not a huge fan of. But all things told, it's a really fun game. And one of the things that I think really makes it work is it's not very long. I think we played it in about 45 minutes. It's a quick game. If this had been an hour and a half, I wouldn't have liked it. But given how quick it is, it's a great, I think, opener for game night, or just you want to play something quick, this is a great place to go. So again, give it a 7. Thank you once again, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today on The Discriminating Gamer. As always, I ask you to please leave a comment for us on YouTube, on Board Game Geek, on our Facebook page, or on thediscriminatinggamer.com. I'd ask you to please like us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter. I'd ask you to give us a like on all of these platforms as well. We really appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, if you do like history, if you like books on history, those sorts of things, I'd humbly ask you to check out my other channel, that is Cody Carlson PhD, where we talk about those things. Please subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. And I'd also ask you, ladies and gentlemen, if you really do appreciate the content we bring you here on the channel, I would humbly ask you to click on the Super Thanks button and leave a tip. Ladies and gentlemen, I was going to tell you about those tropical birds that I glued together, but it's too confusing.
Somebody help me on the solid ground. Happy to you. Happy to you.